Hey, beautiful people. Did you know that to change your reality, the most important component to do this is through managing your emotions and your feelings? Now, most of the time, we go through life events, and through these, we create both positive and negative emotions. And these emotions become our memories, and we start to live the present moment with past memories, and this is what we manifest into our future life. We end up in what we call feedback loops, and these emotions end up controlling our lives every single day. What we don't realize is that our feelings are creating our reality that we are living in right now. So, like shame, guilt, these are feelings, then so are being fearful and anxious, and as well as joy, love, happiness, gratitude. So, why am I telling you this? One of the key elements of the law of attraction is that you're supposed to find the emotion or what it is that you want to manifest for it to become your reality. So, one exercise I do daily is what I call DME, this daily manifesting exercise. And this I do to elevate my state of emotion and my frequency by allowing myself to feel the emotions of joy, happiness, gratitude, love. This exercise really helps me to create more positive feelings and get rid of those negative ones. And then as a result, I'm learning to bring into my reality my desires. So emotions are really important because they guide us and they tell us, they reflect to us what kind of world that we're living in. That is a part of you that is inside of you. And they say that your inner world reflects what is in your outer world. And there's a book called Emotion Code by Bradley Nelson. And this book talks about the idea that many of us are feeling negative emotions from past events. And because we are not dealing with them, we are locking them inside of our bodies. And as a result, we are suffering with pain, with hurt, with disease. Now, it's quite fascinating that there is a chance that something that you've experienced in the past is causing an emotional pattern inside of you and keeping you stuck and preventing you from moving forwards or causing health problems. And I'm fascinated by the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. He describes emotions as chemical consequences or feedback of past experiences. So, what happens is our senses record information that we experience, and our neurons create what we call a pattern. And the brain produces a chemical based on our pattern, and this is sent through the body. Now, this chemical is what we call an emotion. And us human beings are the only species on this planet that have this incredible ability to remember the past experiences as if they're happening now. So, this allows us to relive the past in the present moment. And then this is what we end up creating in our future because this is what we manifest. So, the idea is to create emotions of love, joy, happiness, abundance, gratitude, trust, so that you end up feeling positive and therefore you create yourself a better and desired future. But what happens a lot of times, you create and hold on to those negative emotions, and we need to remove these. So there are various ways to remove negative emotions. And you can do this using meditation, using NLP practices, using chakra healing, Ho'oponopono meditation. And these are some of the ones I've used. Not to forget journaling, because it really helps you to put things down on paper and get those things from this thought to the paper. And they've really helped to realize negative emotions. Now, during these practices, you will find you will release emotions through crying, through feeling of anger or grief before it actually goes away. But you normally find that once you've done this, you feel light And because you've let go and you feel free, and then as a result, you're able to heal quickly. So, Dr. Joe Dispenza has an amazing process, and this has worked on hundreds and thousands of people through his workshops, where they guide people to identify emotional patterns in their lives. He's helped break these patterns through meditation. And the theory is that you remember emotions on a daily basis. And because these chemicals occur again and again, we become addicted to them. So you might get addicted to your own depression or your own grief because it's a chemical that's being released inside of your body and it becomes addicted to it. So we have to learn to come into touch with these positive emotions and learn to let go of negative emotions because they are the ones that affect our bodies. They are the ones that affect our environment in a detrimental way, and they can cause harm and pain and disease. So now let's get on to the next concept, and that is everything is made of energy. Our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our actions, they're all energy and they make up our frequency. And we have a body which is vibrating particles that transmit both outwards and inwards. And when you're feeling fear, depression, anger, grief, resentment, and you not only end up hurting yourself at an emotional level, but you also end up transmitting this feeling outwards. And it transmits outwards towards the people that are around you. Now, the thing is, fear can be a good thing because it helps the subconscious mind to know when something is wrong. So it helps you to be alert. Let's take, for example, you're not going to put your hand in fire because you know you're going to get burnt. But what happens in life is people use this fear to manipulate you. And that's through TV, through politics, through films, through music. It really is quite scary what you get manipulated by. And you'd be surprised because it's easier to evoke in that part of the brain, which we call the amygdala. And this amygdala is responsible for creating an automatic response. And we become fearful very, very easily. So we need to start asking ourselves if this fear is helping me or is it manipulating me? Because if it manipulates you, fear can stop you from achieving your dreams. And people don't follow through on their goals and their dreams because of the fear of what others would think, fear of what would happen, fear of money, fear of it, what if it doesn't work. And this stops you from taking the action that you need to take because fear ends up talking in your mind. But you have a choice to feel the fear and do it anyway. So there's a book by Susan Jeffers that I really recommend. And the idea is that you're going to feel the fear, but you choose to overcome those fears and face them. Do that thing anyway, and you will get the benefit out of it. You will move from a place of pain, paralysis, depression, and indecision to one of power, energy, enthusiasm, and action. Now, let's move on to gratitude. And in the book called The Secret, Rhonda Byrne tells us about gratitude being the key element to manifesting your desires. But why? Because it's a really easy way to create a positive emotion. So the idea is to think of the things that you are grateful for in your life, and then you start thinking positive thoughts. And through this, you end up changing your state. Now, also, gratitude gives you permission to achieve your dreams because you accept that reality and you can be grateful for the simplest of things. Now, I do a gratitude exercise first thing in the morning, and I find this really, really powerful because it helps me to deal with difficult situations more easily when they arise during the day. And when I started doing this exercise, I used to find it difficult, but then I realized you don't need big things to be grateful for. It could be that you're breathing, that you're alive on this beautiful planet. It could be your partner, your family. It could be the delicious food that you've eaten the day before. The fact that you've got a roof over your head. You've got clean water for bathing and for drinking. You've got electricity for light and heat. You've got phones for connection. You've got a comfortable bed to sleep in. You've had coffee with the neighbor or a friend, and the list can go on. And this gratitude helps you to feel positive and happy. Now let's get on to how we manifest our reality. And we do this by creating states of good emotion, which help us vibrate at higher frequencies. Because remember, I said we are all energy. So let's think of when you go to a concert and you're loving the music that the artist is playing, and it's making you feel really good. It's making you feel positive. It's making you feel love, joy, peace, happiness, and you're singing away in that internal vibe now. This is the best time to manifest. It's the best time at this time to take a moment and imagine something that you want to achieve and manifest in your life. And what you can do is lock in on that emotion and attract whatever you want in the future. Because what happens is that is the emotion, which is like a frequency that you broadcast around you. Remember, I said you transmit particles and you transmit energy outwards and inwards? Well, you're broadcasting that outwards, and you can tune into the frequency of the desires that you have. So most of the time, you can create these feelings in your heart and your stomach. And what happens is these feelings emanate out to the world. The heart center is so powerful. And even when you're meditating, it's so nice just to put your hand on your heart and you can actually feel a deeper sense of the emotion that you want to be feeling. That calmness, that happiness, it really does. You can really feel it through your heart center. So sometimes you have feelings that go in the opposite direction. And these are often those negative feelings, which is not what you want to feel. So there is technique called emotional freedom technique, which is EFT, which relieves symptoms of negative experiences or emotions using tapping on meridian points. And these also meridian points are called acupuncture points. And what this does is it changes your energy field and it changes your emotions. So I use this together with Ho'oponopono prayer, which is a Hawaiian healing practice to remove negative emotions. So if you use any other technique, please let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to explore other techniques too. Another thing I'm using is neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, and there's several techniques in here, and one of them is called the anchoring technique. This is when you use a memory to trigger an experience and a feeling. Feelings are an amazing tool at our disposal, which we can use to get anything we want in life. Other ways can be through hypnosis and guided meditation. And you can find some of my sessions of guided meditation on my channel. The thing is, you have to remember that you cannot be festering in negative emotions because it lowers your vibration and you won't be able to manifest the good things that you desire in your life because you're not letting go. You're not letting go of the emotions. So you need to release these negative emotions using whichever technique works for you. So I'm going to go and do a quick exercise. So close your eyes and I want you to imagine you are achieving your dream. Put your hand on your heart if you want to, because like I said, you feel in your heart and you're going to feel that excitement. Okay, so imagine you are achieving your dream. What would it feel like in your heart or in your stomach if that's where you feel those butterflies, that excitement, that feeling of, you've done it. You've achieved what you wanted to do. What would your posture be like? Would it be full of confidence or will you be sort of sad? And you'd be confident, your spine will be upright, your head will be high. How would your face be? I know I would have a wide smile across my face from ear to ear, and that sparkle in the eyes. How would you breathe? You'd have that sigh of relief. What would you see around you? Imagine the colors in your mind getting brighter and brighter as this thing comes closer to you. What can you feel if you were to be there, touching those things around you? And just like this, we can create the feeling by simply thinking about it. Let's do another exercise where you've just bought a dream car. How would you walk up to this car? What would your posture be? How would you feel? That proud moment where you say, "It's mine, I've bought this." What can you see? You can see the shiny new car, the alloy wheels. You open the door and you look inside. What can you see? What can you smell? That new car smell that when you sit inside and you put your hands on the luxury steering wheel of this car, put the key into the ignition. If there is a key or a push button, you start the car and you look around, you drive on carefully. Just imagine that feeling of you sitting in that car. So, just like we have done here, all you need to do is you need to be able to sit down and recreate an emotion of the dream fulfilled. It's such a beautiful experience. And this is what I used to do in my business when I used to do floristry and events. And I used to imagine going to a venue. And I've worked in some of the most beautiful venues across London. And that feeling, that smell that you walk in and you're meeting the client, you're meeting the events team, and that just used to be so phenomenal. And that is what worked for me, because then when I really used to experience it, it would just come alive. It was just amazing. And the law of attraction says don't worry about the how, because you trust in the universe to deliver to you the divine thing in the divine timing. So what you want to do is just recreate the emotion. This is difficult to begin with. I do understand that. But as you become aware of your emotions, you can do it. And through this, you can create the exact reality that you want. Because that is exactly what I did. So even if it is a matter of you walking into a car showroom to experience what a car looks like, experience what the dashboard looks like, what the smell of the car is. Go and do that, and take it in, bring it back with you. So when you visualize and when you do this exercise, you can remember those feelings. You can remember how you walked into that car, how you stepped in, what your posture was like, all those things that I've spoken about. You can do that. So with this, I really want to thank you, and I hope you've liked this video and that you'll be able to change your emotions to feel what you want to attract and what your desires are. And all I want to say is, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so and let me know in the comments below what it is that you want to attract in your life. Also, like the video because it keeps me motivated to bring you more videos like this one. And if you think this video will help others, then please share it with your family and friends. If you want to check it out, there are more videos like this one on my channel, which will help you to change and manifest a better life. And I'd love to bring you more such content. So remember, sharing is caring. Spread the word and share this knowledge with everyone you know. So until next time, thank you so much for being a part of this growing community. See you soon with even more insightful content. Thank you once again. Much love and namaste.